I didn't want to start the way I did. I was upset when I came to LA and they told me, "Oh, had you done that scene here, it would have blown up the first time you shot it." And I was like, "Oh, thanks. It's fine."
Thanks for that advice after the fact. I really appreciate it.
So I lost my virginity.
So how did you tell your parents?
Wait.
What? Whoa.
Whoa. Say that again?
I lost my virginity to porn.
Oh, I was going to say on camera. I was like, that is...
No, on camera.
Wait.
Yeah.
No.
Shut the
Yeah,
fuck
first
up.
time with a guy was on film.
Welcome back to First Rounds on Me. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the immense pleasure of welcoming the extraordinary AK to our podcast today. She's a true powerhouse, a versatile talent whose accomplishments span an array of creative realms. Would you agree? As an acclaimed performer in the adult film industry and a prominent figure on platforms like OnlyFans, AK has redefined what it means to be an empowered, independent individual in the digital age. But her talents do not stop there. AK's modelling career shines brightly, having been signed to IMD, an alumni of the Coco Rocha modelling camp, and an expansive social media following approaching 500,000 devoted fans across various platforms. In this episode, we'll have the privilege of not only exploring the different facets of AK's illustrious career, but we'll also be delving into her unique perspectives and insights on dating, relationships, and the intersection of personal and professional lives. AK, welcome to the show.
Hi. That was
babe.
so nice.
Yeah, that was great, Hannah.
Thank you. I always like try to rush through them.
Well, that was the first time you've ever done that.
It's like reading a
But it was good.
teleprompter.
It kind of is, hey, but then like on my thing here. First and foremost, babe, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? How old are you? Et cetera, et cetera.
My name's AK. I'm from Canada. And I'm 27.
27
Au revoir.
Years
You
young.
get that a lot? Au revoir.
No.
Isn't that a thing?
Au revoir?
Au revoir, Canada.
No.
It's French Canadian.
I've never heard
Oh.
that before.
She's
I'm on the
Vancouver.
British side. But I've never heard that before.
Really?
Even like in Canada, I've never heard that.
Okay.
I think I've like heard of French Canadian, but I haven't heard of Au revoir Canada.
That's not
Yeah.
a thing? Au revoir, Canada?
Where did you hear that?
Maybe in a movie. I don't know.
I think he's just making it up.
I'm not making it up.
How long have you been in LA for?
About 8 years.
8 years. And so you came straight from Canada?
No, I had not a crazy jump, but I had a jump from Canada to Miami, back to Canada, Louisiana, back to Canada, Miami, then LA.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Obviously, you've lived in Canada and LA like the majority of those times, correct?
In Miami.
In Miami. What is, out of like Louisiana, Los Angeles, and Miami, which one was kind of your favorite?
Well, Miami has my teen years, which so far has been like, can we go back? I want to relive them. And adulting wise, LA has my adult years. Canada really doesn't have anything but my...
It's just always a pit stop back.
Yeah, they have my baby years.
Your family's still in Canada?
No, most of them are dead.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't mean
you
to
just
laugh, but
laughed.
the fact that you laughed, I guess. Okay.
I mean, it's
I'm
true.
sorry to could I say I'm sorry to hear that?
If you want to.
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear
I am
that.
sorry to hear that. Although, did you find that, do you have like a family of friends here in Los Angeles?
No. I have no family, like birth, blood. I have no family like that here. I have a few friends that I consider family.
Yeah, that's more.
But my parents are in Texas now.
Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's bigger there. I guess that's why.
So you have your parents. They're still alive.
I have my parents,
Okay,
but like
that's good.
grandparents, grandpas.
Okay. All right.
No,
So
all gone.
Here we all
now I'm
think
getting
that you're an
recentered here. I'm
orphan.
like, okay, your parents are alive. Your sister's alive. Yeah. Okay.
That's hilarious.
Are you close with them?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Super
awesome.
close. My mom's like my annoying bestie.
Oh, that's awesome. I was sitting here thinking,
That's the best.
Hannah, we need to like
Adopt me.
adopt AK and like give her a family.
We can still do that.
But
I mean,
she's got this lovely
Yeah.
family in Texas.
Just 3. There's no more.
Do you have siblings?
Just my sister.
Sister.
And we're nothing alike.
I feel like that's always the way it goes.
Nothing alike. We don't even look alike.
Really?
It's horrible. She's the white version of me. As
does
far
that
as
mean?
like color wise, she's there. You
like me?
She's like you.
Like, I'm white too.
We call her the adopted one.
Is she adopted?
No.
She just has light skin.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
She's just a pale one.
The princess, yeah, someone wasn't
It's
working.
really strange.
How often do you go out and visit them? Do they come out here to visit you?
The last time they were here was probably for Christmas last year, I think. But my mom comes out here a lot because we own a boutique in Houston. So sometimes we go to the fashion district to pick up fabrics and stuff.
What is it called? Shout it out so people know.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Muse Couture.
Muse Couture?
Muse Couture.
Stunning. What kind of clothing do you hold at this boutique?
Street style.
Oh, I like it.
Because Houston's not very street. So we took a little bit of here and a little bit of New York and put pieces in the store.
Oh my God, I can't. We have to go to Houston just to be able to.
Olivia works for a boutique in Houston. I wonder if it's the same one. Imagine. That'd be crazy.
Could you imagine?
I gotta ask her.
I feel like Olivia didn't pique anything in her mind, so I probably didn't. All right, so before we kind of dive into the very guts of it, which is typically like the dating and relationships, I want to touch on your many different careers that you currently have at this very present moment in time. I did not know that you owned a boutique, so that just adds like another one to the list. But first and foremost, how did you get started in the adult film industry? And like, what was kind of like motivated you to pursue a career within it?
Bored. No, I'm just kidding. No, but kind of.
I could tell that you're very sarcastic and have a dry sense of humor. Is that true?
Which is going to work so well.
Like, is your family kind of? No, they're dead. Why did you get into adult film? I don't know. I was bored.
Just bored. Boredom. Which is, I guess, I would say like a great aspect of it because some people get in it for the money. But I was literally on a movie that was supposed to go to Netflix. It didn't. But I flashed my tits in the movie, and the owner of Reality Kings was like, "You got a nice rack, pretty smile. You ever thought about doing porn?" And I was like, "I watch it. I don't know how to sign up." He was like, "Come in tomorrow for like casting to see what your rest of your body looks like." And I was like, "Okay."
What's Rally Kings?
Reality Kings.
Oh, what's that?
It's a porn site.
Okay, so you just like randomly happened to be on it?
No, we were filming what was supposed to be a Netflix film, but there was a lot of porn actors in the movie because there's a lot of sex scenes.
Gotcha.
So instead of just casting actors, they're like, okay, we're going to get porn people because they don't care about being naked on film and also dying.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I want to be cut up. Let me die. But my scene partner ended up not doing it because of the porn actors in the movie. His agent wouldn't let him.
Really?
So my scene was cut because of that. So they let me do a bar scene. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Whatever.
That's when the titties came out?
That's when the tits came out.
So when they brought that up to you, were you startled or were you just like you are? Like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, sure. I'll come tomorrow.
Not nervous or anything?
No, because I was already dancing by that time in Miami.
Okay.
So I was shaking my tits for CEOs before. And I was like, it's fine. Let's put it on film, okay?
Casting, that's fine.
Yeah. I was like, it's fine. It's titties. Let's put it on film.
How old were you at this point?
18 dancing, 19 first started in the adult industry. And I didn't want to start the way I did. I was upset when I came to LA and they told me, "Oh, had you done that scene here, it would have blown up the first time you shot it." And I was like, "Oh, thanks. It's fine."
Thanks for that advice after the fact. I really appreciate it.
So I lost my virginity.
So how did you tell your parents?
Wait.
What? Whoa.
Whoa. Say that again?
I lost my virginity to porn.
Oh, I was supposed to say on camera. I was like, that is...
No, on camera.
Wait.
Yeah.
No.
Shut the fuck
Yeah, first
up.
time with a guy was on film. And they didn't market it that way. So that's what I heard when I came here and people heard the story. They're like, oh, why the hell didn't they market it that way?
Even as someone who is not in the adult film industry, like that's just fucking marketing genius. Why on earth would you not push that?
It's
And what was their
Miami. They
experience
weren't
like?
that into like story titles and stuff.
You know what's so funny?
LA is.
Not
but
to get too deep
so
into
I
that,
wasn't.
but when I would watch adult films, I would
When he still does.
I would only really choose it by the title.
Yeah, that's how I watch it like it's a movie.
Because it could be the same people and the title's different. And I'm just like, oh, I don't like the title.
I literally skip the sex sometimes. I go straight to the like comedy of it. 'Cause
Wow.
It's funny as shit.
It is funny.
That's fucking hilarious. That makes me laugh. All right, so like, what are some of the misconceptions around the adult film industry that you think like the biggest ones?
Dirty.
Yeah.
People are like, there's STDs just flying around. I was like, no, they're real. We get tested every 2 weeks. Now there's new tests coming out, so they're making us test for those new things. So you are technically out of work when you pop up for gonorrhea or something. You have to get the medications, and then, oh my God, I'm so sorry, my stupid phone is ringing.
Oh, fine.
Shut up. And then Like once you pop for gonorrhea, you take the medications and then you have to retest. And if your test doesn't come back clear, you don't work until your test comes back clear. So I think people think that we're just fucking willy-nilly. And
regardless of what the results are.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, that's not happening. It's a whole set.
Well, that kind of like leads me into the next question. I was thinking to myself, like, are there, like, obviously that is like a safety precaution that's put in place to be able to protect all the performers. Are there, like, what are other summer, like, safety procedures or things that they go to ensure your comfortability and your safety on set?
They do checks as far as, like, before, I guess, what they used to do, we do go-sees. So we'd go around to all the directors in LA, all the companies, and we literally drop our clothes in front of them, like go in the office. They'd be like, okay, strip. And they wanted to see what your, like, off camera, what your body looks like if you had, like, what do you call that? Warts or anything on your body, scratches, cuts, burns. They wanted to, like, top to bottom, see what you had.
Like
spread.
Scrutinize, really, like, scrutinize every inch of your body.
Every inch. So it was a little hard, as I guess for some people, if you're new coming in, they don't do that anymore. They do it on set now, or they take pictures from your agent and they're like, we need to see without filters or anything what you look like.
Is there full body makeup?
No.
No?
Mm.
Is that why they're checking for those types of things? Cause
Like they'll put maybe like concealer over a pimple if it's like on your butt and it's red. Yeah. But other than that, if you have hives or wingworm, you don't shoot because they're not putting makeup on that. It's disgusting. Because if I shoot with you and you have wingworm, I'm going to get wingworm. And then if you're sitting on the sofa, the next person might get wingworm. So it's like a whole thing.
Dude, that's wild. I had no idea.
And is the overall environment, like, you feel safe and like, okay, this is just work, it's fun? Or do you sometimes feel, okay, it's a little uncomfortable?
I've only felt that once before on a set. And he was a jerk. I don't remember his name, but
the other performer, or
the other performer was a jerk. And it sucks. I would like to call out his name and be like, "Fuck you," but in the end, I felt like two idiots just arguing on the sofa, butt naked, sweaty. I was like, I hate you so much right now, but I'm naked and I want to punch you in the throat.
Oh yeah, then having to be that intimate with somebody that you truly, like, viscerally do not enjoy.
Well, that gets to the question that I was talking to Hannah about the other day. How do you compartmentalize having sex with somebody? And do you ever have an actual attraction to them where you're like, okay, my oxytocins are firing, like there's an attraction here? Or is it mostly like, this is work, it is what it is, and I'm not even going to attempt to have an attraction here?
It's work, 100%. But like that day really felt like, no other day when I was working had not felt like a job, but that day really felt like a job because I looked around the room and I was like, damn, if I cancel this scene right now and we're halfway through it because I'm uncomfortable, no one's getting paid.
Wow.
And I was like, I've already gone through this man not respecting my boundaries. Let's just finish the scene so I can go home and everybody can get a check. Because if not, they have to rebook the scene, reshoot everything, repay for a location, and get everyone paid.
How old were you when that happened?
Probably like 24, maybe.
So the amount of pressure that's on your shoulders going, even though this person has directly crossed my boundaries, is an absolute fucking wanker, yet I still have to go through with this for the greater good of everybody else that's in this room.
And not to be considered, oh, she was a handle on set. She was a diva.
Wow.
And I was like, I've been in the industry 8 years and no one's ever had a problem. So if I have a problem on set, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Wow.
Never walked off, nothing. But that day I was like,
so that's
this close to walking off.
That's the tough side of it. Like, that's the worst case scenario. But do you ever, when you see someone you're working with, you're like, oh, I really want to work with him. He's really good looking, or like, I have a real big attraction to him or her. Yeah.
I did that with Julia Ann, my MILF crush forever.
Really?
Like, hottest MILF. I don't know if you look her up later. Her name's Julia Ann. She was part of like a blondage group back in the day. They did feature dancing together. Ooh. I got in porn just for her. I was like, I went around sets and I was like, if anybody knows Julia Ann, let her know I want to shoot with her and I'll get out the industry.
That was your, like, bucket list.
That was my bucket list top fuck to fuck.
How did you find out that you were going to be shooting with her?
Well, so I DM'd her because I guess Twitter was a thing at the time for us newbies. I DM'd her and I was like, hey, I want to shoot with you. She's like, how old are you? I was like, 19. She's like, okay, when you're 21. I was like, fuck.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
Really leading into the MILF, right? You know what I mean? Like the motherly
I
nurturing.
was like, fuck, what do you mean? I'm an adult. I can't drink, but And she's like, come meet me at my booth at AVN. So I went and did that. And my dumbass, like I said, my mind just kind of throws shit out there. Spoke to her and she's like, why do you like older women? And I was like, I like my women with a little miles on their tires. I was like, why the fuck did I say that? But she laughed and I was like, good, we're in.
So I feel like she would have taken that as quite endearing rather than like offensive in any way, shape, or
She
form.
giggled and I was like, cool. And then I guess she was on set and told this director that I would be good for the site because it was a girl site. And he was like, okay, well, why don't I book you all together? And she's like, okay. So then we shot together before I was 21 and I was like,
Like, were you so nervous? Like, were you
so
just, like,
no, I
so
was a
excited?
starfish the whole time. So
Well, I was
like,
gonna say, did it live up to the hype?
she lived up to her hype. I fucking felt like a pillow princess because she's older, so she does like to take control.
Yeah.
But I was like, typical times I take control too. But I was like, Julianne, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So we had a redo later on a couple of times, but now it's like, I've seen you poop. You're the homie.
Oh, that's
Straight
I'm
homie
so happy
now.
that you got to cross it off your bucket list. And so early on within your career as well. It's so nice.
Very nice.
Very cool.
Got my makeup done. It was like a date. Because this site doesn't do makeup or anything. And I was like, I'm going to go get me a makeup artist, get my hair done.
That's like me playing football with Tom Brady.
It is like
That'd be
playing
so
football with
cool.
Tom Brady, darling. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. So you do both mainstream and OnlyFans. Do you prefer one of them, or is it kind of like they're both kind of symbiotic?
I am at a point in my career where I want to focus more on mainstream as far as the other acting side, because that's what I've always wanted to do as a kid. Porn just happened to come first.
Yeah.
I paid the bills, paid for school, didn't have to ask my parents for anything. I was like, all right, it's fine. It's kosher over here.
Well, like I said, it's like really leaning into that full, hard, independent lifestyle of being able to support yourself in whichever way kind of came in front of you. Well, that kind of leads me into what I was going to say about acting and modeling, because you're also an actress and a model with IMD. I didn't realize that the process of filming for the adult film industry and kind of like go-sees within the modeling industry was so
Same
similar.
thing, yeah.
That's so fascinating.
Film me in here.
They don't do it
Go-sees
anymore.
is
Go-see is like
Modeling.
like an audition or but for models.
okay.
Like you go to the audition, bare face, kind of in your model
I
attire right
literally
now.
can't get out of it anymore.
You're in your model attire and you go with your book and your portfolio if you have one, and they kind of go and check you out. Same they do in porn, except you don't go in with a book. They already have your photos.
Is there a stigma because you're in porn that they're like, we don't want you to cross over, or do they prevent you as much as possible to cross over, or is it an add-on where it's like, this is great, she's so multifaceted?
50-50.
Okay, well, that's just good. I
It
guess.
works for some movies, some movie roles it's worked for, and some other people don't know.
You know what's funny though? For someone who's not so in tune with all of this, you kind of erase all the what's it called?
Stereotypes that you're
Yeah, because when she said, "Oh, we're gonna have an adult film star who I'm friends with," or Jocelyn's friends with, I said, "Oh, okay." Like I don't know what to expect, and then I met you, and I'm like, "Oh, you're just a normal, really nice, sweet person," which I guess works to your benefit because you can kind of just meet
I'm
anybody and do
incognito,
anything.
which is
Incognito
which is
mode.
great. They don't really know unless I put it out there. But some auditions are like, okay, we want her to be the porn girl, and I'm like, okay. That's not what I wanted to do, but okay.
If you really think about it, like modeling, acting, and being an adult film star, the intersection there is so prevalent because you're using your body to show and to create. Excuse me. You're selling somebody else's product, which is always and across the board. And like I said, I never really made the correlation between the industries until right at this moment in time.
And some girls aren't able to switch over as I have been able to, and as another performer has been able to. Few back in the day too, but I've have a few performer friends. They're like, "We've seen you're doing it, and it seems easy." So they've kind of stepped away from doing adult, and they're trying to focus on
So you've
doing
inspired
You're a
some mainstream
pioneer.
people. And I'm like, "Oh, that's so nice." Even though I haven't done a ton as much as I want to, they're like, "We still see what you're doing, and you're doing it."
So you're
So
putting the effort out there to be able to do so.
So now, how do your parents feel about all this? Like when they first found out, and you told them I'm going to be doing adult films.
Or do they know?
Oh, they know. They knew when I first started dancing. I was like, don't go to the strip club, 10 minutes away, because in the daytime I take my titties out. And she's like, you're lying. So I went in my room and got my duffel bag and I was like, no, look, I'm serious. I got all my money. And she's like,
Look at all that money.
be safe. She's like, be safe. And then I maybe a couple months later started to do porn, and then my first DVD came out and I was like, Mom, I do this. Don't watch any new stuff. Because then you
What about
might.
your dad?
I told him to. I was like, don't watch new porn, because if you do, you might see something you don't
There's
want
a
to
possibility
see.
that I will pop up.
And he's cool with
Yes.
it?
He's fine. He's like, are you guys safe? What are you doing? And I was like, we get tested, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, as long as you're safe, you're saving your money, blah,
Wow,
blah,
that's
blah.
very sweet.
It's a good pop
And I was like, okay. And I showed them the DVD, but of course I like crossed out my like tits and vagina. And I was like, look, it's me. And they're like, cool.
Wait, is your mum a typical mum where she's like, I'm going to hoard all of this information and like keeps all your DVDs on
Yes.
the houses in a garage somewhere?
They're like in a box,
Yeah.
just away. And I
I
was
can
like,
picture like your mom being like any random kid in sports from like, that's my daughter. You go get
Ooh,
her.
that's what I'm saying. It's like my
Yeah.
mother, throughout my entire modeling career, has like, she used to go into stores and be like, are you going to use that poster afterwards? Because then she would just take it and put it underneath her bed or put it in the
yeah,
garage.
all my old comp cards, anything that I've paid for to like further my career, she's got the old version of it. So I'm like, okay, I got to know to save at least one item for
Mums
you.
deserve that, all right? They've gone through enough. They birthed us. They're allowed to have comp cards. They're allowed to have like
Yeah.
random pictures or even DVDs.
She came to my first fashion week. I was like, all the way in Paris too, mind you, flew across the world to come do that for me. And I was like, you didn't have to, but the whole family came. And I was like,
Well, that's a massive deal. Wait, so Paris Fashion Week?
Wow.
Ready to wear or haute couture?
I think it was I would be haute couture, but like for a smaller house.
Incredible.
So not
though.
like Burberry or anything, but more of the like smaller houses. And they came for that. They went on the tour with me because it was Paris, Milan, New York. So they did the whole big three with me. I didn't do the
Wow.
big four, but did the big three.
See, I'm a little tiny bit jealous about that because I'd always wish that I did like the rounds as well and I did haute couture weeks in Paris, and I always wish that my family, or at least my mother, could have come over and just like witnessed what I was doing because it was so far detached from like what I grew up around.
You're still modeling though. You do
No, I
it.
left the industry last year.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're tired.
15 years. He threw me a retirement party.
Oh my
Well,
God, that's so
It was
cute.
the cutest thing. He printed out like every place that I'd ever gone to and then got like little knickknacks from like Singapore, from Paris, from like all of the... Dude, that's literally when I was like, I already knew that I was going to marry him, but I was like...
I like the video the best. The
Aw.
video
And then
is
he
cool.
put together a video of like a scissor
highlight
reel of
reel.
all of my modeling.
We'll send it to you.
I hope to find someone to do that for me.
In all honesty, like every single one of my friends were like, you've hit the jackpot. I was like, I know. I'm aware.
Till
But
then,
I
I'll
love-
do it to myself.
What'd you say?
Till then, I'll just do it for myself.
We're going to adopt you into it.
But I
Don't
love this
worry.
conversation because you have all these people in all these different industries. And like we said earlier, everybody's stereotyped. But once you get to know somebody, who they are, who their family is, as long as you're like a good person and you just mean well and you're just working on a goal and you have the support of your family, it's like everyone's the same. Like
Everybody's
you're making money, you're living your dream, you're
On my own.
you're on your own, you're in fashion week. Your parents are proud of you. It doesn't matter if you're starting a dating app, if you're in adult films, if
Yeah.
you're an actor, an actress. It's like, as long as you're a good person to your core and you have support, that's
My
great.
Christian godmother even turned a corner.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for
She
a second.
turned a corner. She was
So
strictly
was
like
she the one who
Bible.
gave you the most resistance at first?
No, the family kind of figured it out. Like I have family in Louisiana, so I would get phone calls like, I was just with my boyfriend and I was watching something and your big ass head just came up on the screen and I was like, oh my God, you were watching me naked?
It's not that big.
You know, like family just like disgusting. I was like, don't tell me you've seen me before doing nasty things on the internet. I don't want to know. Just keep it to yourself. But my godmom found out, and when I told her I was bisexual a long time ago, she wasn't okay with that. Then porn came around. Wasn't okay with
You're just
that.
throwing her for a bloody loop.
Just
hey?
like killing her on the inside. I was like, lady, you got to come around. But she has gay siblings, so it kind of pushed her in a way to kind of like, this is your family. You don't have to accept it, but then you're gonna lose everybody. So COVID hit, and she lost her husband,
Oh, wow.
and then she lost her legs, and then she started to like, okay, this is my family, because her gay siblings is who had to take care of her.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, let's talk. I understand now.
Wow, so it took some great tragedy for her to be
For her
able
to come
question
around and
face
like really accept like I'm human.
Fuck yeah.
I may
beautiful
take my
one at that.
clothes off. Thank you. I may take my clothes off on the internet, but I'm paying bills.
But you know what? And like I was just thinking about this earlier. Again, didn't make this correlation. The amount of naked pictures that are on the internet of me from modeling.
Yeah.
Out there, full butt-ass naked photos. My friend Tyler and I used to shoot naked all of the time. And so what is the, like, they're
What's the
really,
difference?
What's the difference?
Kendall Jenner's naked on a horse.
What one is quote-unquote fashion and one is quote-unquote porn. Like, that's all, it's
Makes
only
no
the
sense.
label of which that kind of really differentiates, because it's nothing to say that some dude on the internet could be jerking off to my picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think about it in that regard. All right, before we delve into dating, I need to ask you this, because we were talking about it a little bit off camera. Coco Rocha is a fucking modeling icon. Like, I grew up when I was doing the rounds in Hot Couture Weeks. Like, she was starring in some of the shows that I was doing, and I was like, oh, incredible, right?
Aman does it for me. She's my favorite.
You don't even know who Aman was until 45 minutes ago. In any case, what was that experience like? Because you were an alumni of her modeling
camp.
Yeah.
Great experience. Lovely group of people that I met, because they kind of group you in with your age category as far as like who you sleep with. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I kind of wanted to have a slumber party with everybody, but it's fine. But we ended up, some of us went down to like the hall to kind of talk and stuff. So I met a good group of girls, and I feel like the camp is for people that don't know anything, which would be like a 10-year-old that wants to get into modeling.
Like green models.
Grain, like
Just put on the map.
just put there.
Yeah.
And they're just looking for an agent. Just want to know about posing and photos. But for someone who researched and grew up with like America's Next Top Model and knows like all the ins and outs and a little bit of the business side, the business class was good. Her husband spoke about that. So that was good. But most of the stuff kind of already knew.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a waste of time, but it was a waste of money in a way.
You didn't get as much out of it as you.
I didn't get as much out of it.
For the amount of money.
Didn't get to pick my photos that they did from the photo shoot. There was tons of other good photos they could have picked, and they picked two that was just like, okay, whatever, it's fine, pick them.
Always baffles me, but like.
Because we got to see them. There was a monitor of us looking at them as we shot, so we saw some of the best photos. But they ended up picking just willy-nilly what they wanted. I was like, I paid for that. All right, it's fine. And we didn't get a lot of time with Coco.
No.
We got 25% of her time. And I was just like, if this is what we're paying, why are we paying so much?
How much was it?
Just about 4,000
That's a lot.
for
how many models were there?
2.5 days. Not even a full weekend.
2.5 days.
2.5. We get in that day, meet her, and then we have food that night, and like everyone meets. The next day we do pose class, and we have the business class meeting. It's like too much jam packed into 2 days.
Yeah.
The third day we leave in the morning. So it's like,
How many girls would you say that were there?
I'm going to say
Or-
20, but
and then-
could have been 30 because their parents, maybe 50, because parents were also there for the underage kids. So they also have to pay to stay, and you'd have to pay for a hotel.
Oh wow.
Flight,
you and
your
Sion
flight's
trying to
not
do that?
included.
We were doing a model course through
Okay.
Wilhelmina. We were attempting to do one, but there was like too many legalities or something like that.
Do they do a better job of like not making women feel sexualized and like
The camp?
just modeling in general and adult films, like just making, do they try it all to say like, hey, although you're using your body for this or that, you are a person, and like make sure that's
Porn?
modeling?
no, neither. They still don't do that.
I don't give a shit, babe.
It's just sell.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong.
So you're
Sex sells.
Yeah, sex sells.
Okay.
And you'll get your, like, we have literally 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds on, like, half naked.
But you guys are okay
So-
with that.
I'm okay with it.
I
I
like-
signed up for it.
Yeah, so you signed up for it. You know
Okay.
what the industry's like.
I'm
you
just
know,
asking.
you know-
As,
Yeah.
Sorry, we
As
didn't
an
mean to-
outsider.
We didn't mean to laugh in your face.
I
about
don't
it.
care.
But also at the same time, I think it is kind of like, it invokes laughter because you just go, like, there's no protection for us whatsoever. Nobody's coming up on set and being like, are you okay?
We have that now in porn. Liaisons or liaisons?
Liaisons?
Liaison. those people. We have those now on sets, but I've never seen them on like a modeling production set. At least anything that I've been on, I haven't seen one yet.
Like typically on like the bigger shoots, like when I was shooting like campaigns for Too Faced or something like that, that'd always be someone being like, "Hey,
You're
how
on Two Face?
I was the face of Too Faced for a couple of campaigns.
I need to see.
I was like their better than sex mascara chick. But I had like they used to do like massive wigs, and then we did like a Madonna kind of like Marilyn Monroe.
Sometimes I think she's a liar, and she actually never modeled. Because I've never seen it. I've seen all the articles and videos, but
we came together like at the very end of my modeling career, so he never saw me at the height of what I was doing.
I gotta see.
So he's just kind of like, eh. Did you? All right. Before we move out of modeling and we start into dating, what has been your favorite acting modeling job so far? If one.
I think my Fabletics campaign has been my favorite so far because I got to roller skate, and that was kind of like handpicked for me because they asked me like, "Do you know how to roller skate?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, we want you," and I was like, "Okay," and it was part of the Pride campaign, so I was like, "Aw, even better."
It's
So
such
it's
a
like,
nice little crossover.
yeah, it was. I loved it, and the gear for that month was really cute. So
Shout out to you, Fabletics.
I know I like
For that.
y'all.
All right, let's get into the dating stuff because we are a dating app after all. Right?
Yeah, I'm single.
So that means to mean that you use dating apps.
Yeah.
Which
A
ones are
lot.
you on? Which ones do you like? Which ones do you not like?
One currently I have found good is Hinge. Bumble, I just use it for friends at this point and connecting with people. And Luxy was one.
Luxy, I've never heard of that one.
oh yeah,
It sucks. It sucks.
it's for sugar. You want a sugar daddy?
It's for
kind of thing,
sugar
right?
daddies,
Yeah.
but it's not like, in my opinion, like I think it's like businessman, not like a super sugar daddy, because half of them on there are not sugar daddies. What Seeking Arrangements was for, but Seeking Arrangements is a whore app now, which is fine too.
What do you mean, like
You can just go on there to hook up. Yeah, it's basically a prostitution app at this
Really?
point. It's not what it used to
For some reason,
be.
I always thought Seeking Arrangement was like a Christian, like Christian mingle.
Christian mingle?
I don't know why I always thought that they were like kind of similar, and then someone was like, "No, Hannah, that's like
They're
sugar daddy, sugar baby."
polar
thing." And I was
opposites of each other.
I had no idea.
Yeah, well, that's like Ashley Madison. Ashley Madison was for young guys who wanted sugar
Older
mamas. Yeah, well, they had the whole
I
scandal
want that
when
app.
Yeah, seriously.
the data got stolen, so
Yeah.
it showed
And they just
all
outed a whole
these-
bunch of people,
yeah.
bunch of dumbass
Yeah,
husbands cheating on their wives.
But Hannah and
Deserve
I
your
met
app.
on Hinge actually, so we really like Hinge.
We're
And
very big advocates of him.
Yeah, it's funny though because recently I've been hearing a lot of women who, not that they don't like Bumble, but they're kind of just over it.
It's not the same. I feel like none of the apps were the same when they first came out. They're very different now. Like Tinder went away so fast and it became just a hookup.
Yep.
Cool, fine, delete. And then Bumble, everyone's weird on there a little bit. And I was like, okay, now there's Bumble BFF. And now
Yeah.
there's Bumble Connect. And I was like, wait, hold on, okay. I could just use this for business then. And then I moved over to Hinge, which was just a girl app at the time. Now there's men on there, which is fine. I'm okay with the men's, but I had it just set for women, and there would be a man here and there that would trickle in. I'm like, how the fuck did you
how
get
did we
past
get
the
in there?
gate? How did you get past the gate?
We
And
have
then
that problem
I'm like, what the hell?
because you just change your gender and what you're looking for, and then you get sent into the
So
wrong
annoying
algorithm.
because I
Also,
was
it's
looking for a woman at the time.
Can you do both, or do you have to actually manually switch back and forth?
I think you have to. No, you could do both, but I switched mine now to men and women, and there was a clusterfuck of men just on my match history, and I was like, where the fuck
Maybe
did
they were
all you?
waiting right behind that gate. They
They were waiting to get in. I was like, where did y'all come from?
So tell me, because I'm fascinated by the approach of how people operate in the dating world, because Bumble is led with women making the first move, how do you not only like to be approached on dating apps, but in life in general? Like, do you like a man who kind of leads, or do you want to be the leader? How does that work for you?
I want to be taken care of in the best way possible.
What does the best way possible mean?
Like, I don't want you to be my sugar daddy or mama because I can take care of myself, but I want someone to teach me something that I don't know. And if you
Oh,
cannot
okay.
do that, don't talk to me.
Oh, I love that. So, do you know who Jay Shetty is? No. So he's just like,
Should I know it?
yeah, maybe. He's great.
Some like inspiration. He's a good human.
Yeah, he's like self-growth, and like he works with
He was a monk
relationships.
for the longest time.
Monks are so interesting.
Really
Yeah,
fascinating.
and then he like turned it into like a business. But he talks about like the different types of relationships, and he says the best relationship is a supporter, and a supporter is somebody who you support what they do and you learn from what they're doing, but then they support what you do and learn from what you're doing, and you kind of learn new things from each other and help each other grow. Yeah. So like I think that's what everybody kind of wants.
Exactly what I want. I don't. No offense to like a painter or anything, but I don't teach me how to paint. I can paint. It's fine. I went to art school. It's fine. I don't want that. But like, I want a CEO or someone who's running a business who knows what they want in life. That way, you could teach me how to run a business. You can teach me how to invest in things that I have no idea about. Crypto.
You want someone to complement. Like, you already know a whole bunch and you're incredibly independent, but you want someone to fill in the areas of which you don't know.
Yeah.
I felt the exact same way.
Match my energy. I don't want to pay for the both of us for this trip to Spain. I mean, I can if I like you like that, but I don't want to.
I can if I decide to do that, but I don't want it to be expected that that's just the way it's going to go.
All the time.
Like, if I want to surprise you with a trip to Spain,
yeah,
I will. But also at the same time, I want you to be like, I will pay for it, or I'll pay for half, or this is what you should learn about Spain before you go.
Or it's your birthday. I don't know.
There you go.
But I won't date someone who doesn't match I wouldn't say my bank account, but doesn't match my overall monthly. Sorry to McDonald's workers. You're working hard. Love that for you. But I can't date you because I feel like I'm going to be paying for everything. Yeah. I don't want to feel like that.
And don't you think it's not so much, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not so much a money thing, but it's a motivation thing?
Yeah, why are you working at McDonald's?
Yeah, it's like if that's the most you have, then no,
it's fine.
It's fine, but like
it's not for me.
Yeah, and if someone has a big plan that they're working their way up towards, and you see that motivation, you see that growth, and you're like, okay, he's working his ass off, and potentially is going to just be very successful. But at least I see he's working really hard to get there.
It's a sexy fucking thing.
Yeah, but I saw the movie Acrimony, and she was like working for him, like he was working so hard to like get his machine out or whatever, but he was bleeding. The wife so dry of it, and then she left him, and then he got in like with, I forget what he did, but his thing took off, and he wouldn't even give her like a cent of the money, like millions, and didn't even like, no, she always loved him, helped him, his dreams, but he just bled her dry.
Wow.
That's something that we talk about quite often, because obviously like the app, it's a startup, and it's where you're like a year and a half, 2 years in now, and it's growing exponentially. It's going wonderfully. But we always try to find the balance of like, obviously 95% of his energy and time has to go into this at the moment. And then how do we balance out me helping him, but also enough time for me as an individual, our relationship, like the energy and time to be able to put into that. So it's definitely a balance, but I will attest to the fact that like, it's so sexy when someone's motivated and when someone is going after their dreams or can teach you something that you don't already know. Oh.
I also don't like men. I've noticed on the app, like Hinge right now, because I let the men in. I've noticed that some of them are like, you seem fun. You want to go out? No.
I'm not fun.
No. Let's go get coffee in the daytime if you want to talk to me.
So Jocelyn kind of, I've heard through the grapevine that she told you about the concept of first rounds of me, and you kind of really loved it, how it's very, very like intentional. Like, let's go out for a drink, see if we like each other. So like, that's the approach that you're kind of going for?
Yeah, I don't want to continuously talk to you on a dating app, but also I don't want you to be like, yeah, let's go out. No.
Yeah, it's funny.
Just a drink.
Yeah.
Because
let's go have a coffee or something. Yeah. I don't want to go to a club with you. No, I'm sorry.
How are you supposed to get to know somebody like that, though? That's just baffling.
I'm like, no, I don't want to party. I want to be on a yacht shaking my ass. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, when I first started doing this, I would always ask women what their turn-ups were. And I don't know why, if this is true or not, but this is what they told me, is that when a guy didn't have a plan, it was just like, what do you want to do? And like, I don't know, what do you want to do? It's like, I don't know, what do you want to do?
They wish
like,
yeah. All
right, like this is very much a turn-off because you're not at least confident or assertive in like what you want to do.
And if I have to pick the place and you're like, I kind of don't want, okay, what the fuck are you talking to me then?
Right, and I think like what you said, like, oh, let's do something fun. It's like, all right, like what? Like, where are we going with this?
An amusement park? Like, what do you want?
Oh my God, that would be
and fun. I feel like from my experience being younger and just talking to other people, when a guy kind of says, I don't know, what do you want to do? Or like, let's just hang. It's kind of like moving towards a way of like,
hook up?
Yeah, let's like come over, or I'll come over your place. And I feel like it's such a easy thing to catch right away.
I don't like hang.
Yeah,
what is
hang? Like let's hang.
I don't fucking know you.
Let's go to lunch. Go to lunch, brunch, something, dinner. whatever. I don't cheese board. I don't care. Like,
Cheese aren't delicious. That's one of the things I love about the uppers, and probably some of the best feedback we've ever gotten from like majority of people we've talked to about it is the fact that they're like, I don't want to go on a whole ass date with people sometimes. I don't know this person.
yeah.
I don't want to spend 4 or 5 hours or like 2 hours stuck at dinner with them. I want to go out for a drink. And then it leaves that door open. Leaves it, if you want to go out and have dinner afterwards, if you want to extend the date, you can, but like you're not tied and you're not locked into something. But I like
No.
the idea of a date
I
date.
spent a ton of money on a girl first date. Took her to her favorite Thai restaurant. After we went had smoked hookah. I paid for a painting session. And then she ghosted me.
Happened to me on one of our previous
I was like,
episodes.
Rude.
It sucks.
I gave you Thai food. You're from Thailand. What's wrong with you?
I spent $500 on a first date, most romantic restaurant in New York City.
Wasn't me, by the way.
On the date, she told me she liked these new Adidas track sneakers that came out. So Googled the track sneakers, ordered them, got them mailed to her apartment.
Oh, you're
Was she
funny.
insanely attractive?
You're funny. Yeah.
Shoes? Was she the hottest fucking woman on earth?
She was cool. I mean,
Adidas, deliver Adidas to your fucking door, cool?
well, obviously it didn't work. She was just like, this guy's a psycho. He's spending too much money
That's like
on me.
sugar daddy
Oh,
stuff.
and I was not in the position to be a sugar daddy.
I know, but that is like
Drop
sugar
in.
daddy vibes. Let me just buy you some sneakers. You know, you want them.
Send to your house as
But she
well.
did come back. She did come back.
Where is she now, though? Where is she
I
now?
have no idea.
What can you tell us? Like, I mean, either or, but can you tell us either your worst date story or your best date story?
Worst date
Or
story?
give us both. I don't care.
You said best one?
Best or worst?
It's been a minute.
If you can't think of it.
Wow, I can't think of any. It's been a minute from my last girlfriend. It was like 4 years ago.
Really?
And you haven't gone on a date in 4 years?
No, people
No
are
way.
weird.
Well, we also live in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like cancellations all day long, and I'm at a place where I'm like, don't, you cancel on me, it's done. Like,
Yeah,
don't
me
talk
too.
to me. You wasted my time.
Again, this fucking wishy-washy people, man. You sit there and talk to people on apps, and then when it
Yeah.
actually comes to the point of like meeting up with each other, they're like, no.
Because
can't do
people
it.
get intimidated and they get in their own head and insecure and nervous about something that they don't need to be nervous and insecure about. Like a first date, you're going to be nervous. You're going to be excited. You're going to have all these emotions. And I think people back out because they don't want to deal with them.
The last date I went on with the Thai girl, good date, horrible ending, but good date.
I can't believe she ghosted you. It's so
I-
rude.
Have you been attracted to anybody in the last 4 years or like tried to date anybody? Or
Ugh,
you just
her.
Oh, you're trying.
I was attracted to
She went
her.
all out.
When was it?
This was literally like maybe a month or so ago.
And she was the first one in 4 years.
Kinda, yeah.
And then she
I guess you're in a really unique
She didn't
position.
really ghost. It was like more of she got sick. She has like chronic issues or something. So she got sick, and then in my head I was like, oh, okay, why didn't you just say you didn't like me? Why you kind of blame it on chronic or something?
But how would you take that if she said, I just really don't vibe with you?
I'd be like, that's fine, but don't sit in the car and make out with me and then say, oh, let me get out because if not, I'm going to end up going home with you. Then don't text me and be like, oh, I don't
okay.
really vibe with you.
That's
That's
very
so
mixed
weird.
signals.
Don't make out with me and then say
But
that
I
later.
think you're in such a unique position where you could go as long as you want without going on a date or connect with somebody because you're getting a physical release through work. So it's like
What work?
like through films. Like you can't like you don't have
As
to.
she said earlier, it's like it's work. It's not really
work.
a physical
So it's totally
release.
different.
Yeah, it's totally different. It's work.
you-
I don't like any of the people that I shoot with off camera, like as liking them. We're
Yeah.
cool, we're homies, but I don't tell them like, hey, come over later and let me like. No, we don't do that. It's just like they
So
go
now
home to their
when
wife or
you-
husband.
When you meet somebody who you do like and are attracted to and you want to date, how quickly will you tell them about what you do? And what do you want them to say as far as, do you want them to be like, okay, it's cool? Or do you want them to be like, well, I only want to sleep with you?
Well, I don't do porn anymore.
So you want that person to kind of pull you away from porn.
No, I don't do it
Oh,
anymore.
you don't do it? Oh,
Yeah.
where am I going here?
I don't know.
I don't do it
cut that
anymore.
part.
Oh.
But I have like been attracted to
cutting it out.
someone
Make
in
me
the
look like an idiot.
industry and tried to date them, and they wanted to date me, but then they ended up going back to their ex, and I was like,
It's
fine.
Okay.
Madness.
fine. I feel like I'm just meant to be single the rest of my life, like Tracy Ellis Ross.
Oh, but she's an absolute. Again, we talk about icons.
Look up to her, so
Who's
heavy.
Tracy Ellis Ross? I don't know
I want
anybody.
you to walk out of here right
I
now
don't know
Please.
anybody.
and never come back.
Diana Ross, her
Oh, I know
daughter.
Diana Ross.
Her
You
daughter.
don't?
I know Diana. Ross.
Okay. I almost.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
we'd really have to kick
Yeah.
it out because that's
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
Oh my lord,
Diana-
her
yeah.
daughter.
I grew up on
Tracy Ellis
Diana
Ross.
Ross.
Oh my god, she's so beautiful.
Oscar, do you know that? Do you know who she is?
Have you seen Girlfriends?
telling you.
He's googling. Have you seen Girlfriends? If you don't know who
Girlfriends.
she is and you've never seen
What's and
Girlfriends,
Blackish?
yeah, Blackish.
I love
Okay.
Oh, so fucking good. So
She's
funny.
beautiful. She
Yeah,
has
she's
no
very
children.
beautiful.
She's
Because of her.
single.
Wow.
So I feel like I'm just living her lifestyle right now. It sucks because I want to travel with someone.
I love how your voice gets really shaky when you talk about things like that.
No, that's what makes me like want to cry because I'm like, fuck. I just want to travel with someone, take cute pictures.
Do you know if you want to be with a man or a woman more?
I'm kind of open to whatever floats in the way right now because before it was just women that's all I've ever dated in my personal life. Cool. But they fucking suck right now.
Why?
They're they're not living up to like just
Well, explain. What are they
have you
not
seen
doing?
the L word?
No.
I
God
saw
damn it.
The old 90s version of it.
Yes,
and I have
that
not
one.
seen. Yes,
That one.
Yes.
Bet a little bit of Bet and a little bit of Helena is what I'm looking
Oh, I
for.
don't know it that well to be able to like know who.
Explain to me.
I want someone who is sort of like, as far as like a businesswoman, I want a businesswoman. Like I
So
want you to be
you-
on your shit.
I was talking to Hannah about this week. I said, I wonder what a female CEO who's like a boss thinks about, and I don't want to stereotype, but thinks about all these like girls just like taking photos of themselves, and she walks by and just like, I'm like really powerful. You guys are just sitting here taking photos, but like I'm a CEO who like
She probably feels like
just
a boss
built
bitch.
an
like,
empire.
yeah. Like I want a CEO, wife or husband. I
Yeah.
don't care which one it comes. It could be both of them at the same time. I don't care. But I want one or the other. I'm so tired of dating like the skater person or like, oh, I just live in my parents' basement. It's fine. Yeah, like the creative. I'm fucking creative. It's fine. But I need you to have a job. I need you to make money because we're at a time at life right now where shit's about to get real. And I don't want to live here.
all of my past relationships, bar one, I was the fucking breadwinner. I was the one
I
who
don't
earned
wanna do
majority
that.
of the money and all these kind of things. And I can attest to the fact that like when Joe and I got together and like I'm in the visa situation right now, so I'm not legally able to work. So he's really like shouldering massive responsibility. I know. Yay. And there is just this, I mean, dating a CEO and being married to CEO is not for the faint of heart. I will attest to it, and I'm
No,
sure that you
it's
know
not.
that. But it is such an incredible experience and such an incredible ride because not only do you get to see the person that you love reaching new heights, being like when he talks to his team, I'm like, I get a little bit wet.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
Like, ooh, briefcase
sexy.
I
going to work.
remember when
Uh.
we first got together. She'd be like, "Oh, let's just lay
Exactly.
let's just lay in bed all day and hang out." And I'd be like, "Absolutely not." And she took it so personal.
Because I was
and
so
I
used
said,
to creative, so we're like, yeah.
"Yeah," and I said, "Listen, I'm not a
Yeah.
surfer. I have to do so much
Surfer.
shit
never
today."
dated a surfer, but that's fine.
But that's what I said. I said, I'm not a surfer. I have so much shit to do. If you want to like date a surfer bro who's got no money or goals, you could stay in bed with him all day.
I love that.
he literally did,
but I
and I was
can't.
like, you're right, that's true.
Yeah.
I said I
And
have to
also
leave
at
at
some
7
point-
a.m. and I'm gone for the next 10 hours.
Also at some point,
7 a.m.
oh
Yeah.
Good for you.
7 a.m. and then he'll come home for lunch and I'll make him lunch because I'm a bit of like a traditional wife at this moment, which is really cute. Actually, it fulfills me a lot. It makes me happy to know that he's taken care of.
So cute.
But then he'll be working until 11 p.m. at night.
Holy fuck.
Every day.
That's great.
All
though.
day, every day.
You don't get to see him all day. You can see him at night.
No, he comes home, but he just works next to me.
Oh.
Like he'll be at home and I'll cook him dinner and I'll be like, babe, and I'll talking to him and I'll just look at him and he's head buried in his fucking phone.
Yeah, I have fantasies of just like my hubby or wifey coming home and taking off their blazer coat, hanging it up, and just be like, "What's for dinner, love?"
That's what we do.
Exactly what he
Putting
does.
on the record
Except-
player,
But
little
it took
wine.
time to get there.
Oh my
She,
God.
at first, it was a lot of communication because she was like, "You don't pay, like, we don't have time to communicate with me. Like, you're not focusing on me." And I said, "Listen, if you want a great life, let me focus on work, and let's figure out how I can find time to focus on you."
Also, I had gone from like a very illustrious, fucking, very hardworking career to then not being able to work, and then sitting in the house all day going like, I can only clean the bathroom once a day. You know what I mean? Like it was really mind numbing to me in a lot of different ways. But I've made peace with it.
I need a combination of Mr. Biggs, not the cheater, and Samantha Jones.
Oh,
Just literally
wow.
morphed
Perfect.
into like
Joe, you have to
one
cut that
person.
in because that is
Morph it together. Use AI to morph it together. I want to see what it'll say.
wow. That's a
Samantha
great way to
Jones,
put it.
Mr. Biggs, one person.
Wow.
Okay, so what is your biggest red flag?
Probably that. I probably don't have a filter.
Yeah.
That's my red. That's
No, your red flag for somebody else.
oh.
But I love that you just called yourself out.
I have a red flag.
I know. I thought about it. I was like, wait, I have a red flag. Okay. Leaving for women, because I date both. For women, leaving your fucking hair in the shower.
Oh, even as a straight woman, that fucking annoys me.
Oh my God.
Is hair in the bathroom or what?
Me?
I have
Oh, when I shave.
such cringe OCD for like hair in the strangest places. That's not supposed to be. Like when you wash your clothes, I used to date like a blonde woman and her like hair piece would be in my thong, but it'd be in my butt and I'm like pulling it out, crying in the middle of like Walmart.
You can attest to the fact sometimes I just have my blonde hairs like randomly hanging off his beard when I kiss him.
Oh,
No, it's the dog hair that I can't stand.
I'm okay with the dog hair.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know why. Like dog hair, it's fine. I'm okay with
baby
it.
angels, that's why.
Yeah, they're
They do
babies. They're my fur
absolutely nothing
babies.
wrong.
For men, it's probably, I don't know, maybe acting like you're the shit, even if you are. I don't give a
Cockiness.
fuck. Yeah, I don't like cockiness.
Cockiness is beautiful. Cockiness, no.
Like, don't do it. I don't really give a fuck about your Mercedes Benz outside or your Porsche. Have a Bronco. You might talk about something, but
Maybe.
I don't care about your little sports car. I really don't. I'll run that shit over with my Jeep.
So I can buy it if
You have
I
a
wanted
Jeep?
to.
Yeah, I'm a truck girl.
Oh,
He's
my
his absolute dream.
What kind?
I just got rid of my 2013 because I broke it. I broke the last one too. Unfortunately, I have a 2021. I hate new cars, but they didn't have anything older.
Wrangler?
Yeah.
You
Ew.
were literally.
I don't date.
is like what-
do
Can I go for a drive in
Of course you
AK's
can.
Jeep?
Yeah. You got to wait till I rug it up though. I have to lift it 4 more inches and I have to get the roof
What
rack
color
on
is
it.
it? It's not olive, is it?
My last one was olive.
Oh.
This one's white. I'm going to wrap this one though. The last one was like green olive color, like army.
One day.
Maybe like the color of your shirt.
Yeah, that's exactly what. One day, my aim is just to surprise him with one of those.
Eee.
Like, just get him one and just be like, surprise! Like, come out with the red
The
bow
little
and everything.
bow.
It would be so cool.
My dream. And that is boss. Driving a Jeep is way cooler than driving a Porsche.
I drive like a
Even if
maniac
you're a man
too.
or a woman,
I
Jeep is
run
the way to
You're a
go.
maniac.
I'm like swerving, running people over in my head. I'm like, move! I'm a cuckoo driver.
Yesterday, this woman walked across the street, literally, I shit you not, busy main
Video.
street, just like this, just walking so slowly, and she didn't see us coming. She didn't lift her head once.
That's about 30 points right there.
I was always like, Joe, just tap her.
Yeah.
Just give her a tap just
Little
to be able to
nudge.
teach her a fucking lesson. I don't condone that shit, but also she
30
fucking deserves
points
it.
though. Like, come on.
30 points.
She's on
So
her
headshot's
phone.
50.
30. Bing.
All right, last thing to do with dating, and then we'll get into rapid fire. Are you looking for love, or are you still enjoying casually dating?
No, I want love. I don't even know what love, like, at this point in life, I don't even know what it
Long-term
really...
committed relationship, put it that way.
Yes, I'm not an E&M person.
What's that?
Ethically non-monogamous. I'm not a too many people person because I can't focus on too many people. I'll fucking say the wrong name mid-sex and you'd be like,
That's like dating apps.
is this Amanda? No, sorry, Christian. My bad.
So sorry about that.
wrong person today. I just can't do it. I can't focus on too many people at once. I like one at a time. And if you're not interested at this point, okay, moving on.
Yeah, fair.
Cut out. I'm Aquarius too, so it's very easy for me to cut people off. It's just like really bad. But if you say you're done, okay, bye.
Yeah, but also at the same time, like it's like some ways it can be bad, but I think overall I think it's a real strength is just to be able to like know your fucking worth. And like I hate to say that sometimes, I hate when people say that, but like it's like that knowledge of it's like, well, no, I don't play any fucking games.
Yeah.
Cut off, and then you cut off forever.
I've learned that from my last relationship. She did me dirty. I was like, anytime I see her, I just want to run her over with my car, but I don't want to go to jail. I don't like jail.
X is only 25 points.
No, I think she'd be like,
They should be 3,000.
she should be
but,
like, yeah. Because I'd go to jail for that one.
You would. They definitely know it was
Orange
you.
is not my color. It's not the new black over here. No, thank you.
All right, we're getting to rapid fire, which is just basically like short answers. I'm going to rattle them off to you. You ready?
Oh, these are fun.
I was going to ask your star sign, but you just told us it's Aquarius.
Yeah.
Morning bird or night owl?
Morning bed.
Bird. Like, are you
Bird.
a morning person or a night owl?
I'm a morning person, but a night owl, it depends on the mood.
Fair. One thing you cannot live without.
Sushi.
Oh, such a good
Also my
answer.
dog, but like sushi.
Okay, I'll give you two things then.
Okay, cool.
What's your dog's name?
Mr. Grimm. Like the Grim Reaper.
Wait, what kind of dog is it?
A
threw your phone, so you
chuggle.
can't
Yeah,
find
I'll show you after.
Yeah,
A
I forgot about
chuggle. And I got him at the shelter, and he reminded me of, you're also not American, but like the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. You've seen it?
That sounds so
I
familiar.
named him from that cartoon. It's one with the Grim Reaper, and it's like two kids, and they become like,
I swear that's somewhere
'cause
right in
Guardians
the
or some
back of my
shit.
brain, hey. One word to describe your fashion style.
I would say Bet Porter. I mean, the girls will know that one.
Beautiful, stunning. Favorite comfort food.
Ooh, crawfish.
Like Louisiana coming into play.
Yeah.
Hey? Favorite hobby outside of work.
Roller skating.
Oh, you did say that. What's something most people don't know about you?
I listen to country music.
Hey.
Yeah.
In the Jeep.
Yeah.
If you weren't in your current professions, what would you be doing?
My current professions. I'm just kidding. I mean, my dream is to be an actress and model. So yeah, but probably
Like, take all of those out.
all of those
If
out.
there's something that like really that you've just popped into your mind one day.
I always thought I would be a lawyer from watching SVU as a kid.
I always thought I'd be a detective.
I know I could solve cases. I've solved them before. Olivia has done them.
I feel like both of you and I, if we got on the same team,
Game night will
figure
go
that
hard.
shit out. You know that they have those things? I just saw actually, just side
They
note.
give you case files.
Yes, I really want to do that. Okay, we're adopting her. We're playing that.
The Idaho murders, first case. We have
Done.
to.
Easy. I'm so down with it. All day, every day, when I'm like cleaning the house and doing shit, I'm listening to murder.
It's crazy.
It's so, he comes home and he's like, what are you
Crime
listening to? I
Watch?
was like, murder.
Why do women like these types of shows?
We don't. It's protecting ourselves. It's like automatically like putting ourselves in. What's no. If you one thing on your bucket list, we already know one thing that you crossed off. Another.
Oh wow, I don't.
Hard,
Bucket
hey.
list? I have so many, but like
Run
it all
on
has to do with traveling.
traveling.
Where would you want to go? One
Actually,
spot.
walking for Burberry or Dior,
Phenomenal.
or modeling campaign for them.
I
bucket
did a
list.
Dior shoe show, and in their head office in Paris,
I'm jealous.
and it was so fucking
I'm
beautiful.
jelly.
Their shoes real uncomfortable. Sorry, Dior, but real uncomfortable.
Dior's my favorite
Really?
fashion house.
Mine was always Chanel, and then I got to do
I love them.
Chanel. I got to meet Karl Lagerfeld before
You're
he
living my
died.
dream.
I did. I lived a lot of people's dreams at that point. But I was so green into modeling. I was like, is Chanel good? Like, to my agency. Like, I was like, is this good that I got that? And they were like,
Oh
it's
my
fucking phenomenal.
God.
And then Karl Lagerfeld sat and had a chat with me for 10 minutes because I was Australian. He loved Australians.
I have a photo of my hair when I was in Paris, and one of my friends was like, "You look like Karl Lagerfeld," and I was like,
Thank you.
"Horrible, thanks."
All right, two more rapid. Best piece of advice you've ever received?
It's the dumbest thing, but probably never give up. But that's probably advice to myself.
It's not dumb. I think
Keep
that's
going.
I live
Keep
by that.
pushing.
That's exactly, I was about to say, that's exactly what he lives by.
It's hard to do it, but I'm like, keep pushing forward. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Literally.
And what has been your best part of today, darling?
Probably this podcast is probably the highlight
love
of
to
my
hear that.
day.
I'd love to hear that.
Besides, it was like the gym. And then I had a little casting.
You too. So you go to Equinox, correct?
Yeah.
He goes to
Unfortunately.
Which one?
The one in Studio City.
Okay, that's new.
Yeah. The one by
Yeah.
Air
I
One.
was going to the West Hollywood one, but
It's the sluttiest
it
gym
got
alive.
it got to be way too much.
Really?
So now I go to
I went
Beverly
once
Hills.
and I liked the pool
No,
because Studio City
that's
doesn't
Hollywood.
have a... Oh, okay. So I
West
don't-
Hollywood is just like a club.
It's
Oh.
a slutty gym. Well, I was about to say,
Club
do you
gym.
not feel like, especially a place like Equinox, because it is like, you have to be of a certain echelon to be able to join because it costs an arm and a leg each month.
Yeah.
Do you not feel like, in a way, the gym is like a dating kind of...
Oh, yeah. I've
breeding
seen
ground?
celebrities at the gym. I'm like, some two hot ones too that I'm like,
Who?
Idris Elba and the guy. I know.
I saw Idris Elba the other day
so
at Soho
beautiful.
House.
He's, oh my God, he's so beautiful in person.
He has
Just
a
like,
very gravitating
just
aura.
a little chocolate
God,
man.
Is he like tall and like...
He's
kind
tall
of
and bulky.
intimidating as I
He's
think
big.
he's going to be?
No.
Who's the other one?
The guy from Shameless, not
Wait.
White Boy Carl, the other
No,
one.
no, no. Wait. fucking, what's his name?
Lip.
I find him so attractive.
I saw him at the gym and I was like,
because he's like dirty.
take
and,
me.
Yeah, literally. Like, but in Shameless in particular. Have you seen The Bear?
yes.
Oh my God.
And he has that same look, just like
fucking chef.
dumbfounded. And I'm like, yes, Lip.
This is something like he's not conventionally good looking, but I feel like I've always barred Joseph because I feel
He's
like
dirty good looking.
he's dirty good looking.
Yeah,
Like,
he looks
Joseph
like
very
one.
classic good looking, and I typically always went after like dirty good looking.
He looks like he fixes cars for a living.
Oh, he looks like he's got grease underneath his fingernails. Like I love that
Yeah.
shit. All right, my darling. Thank you so much for joining us today. Okay,
Thanks
we
for
really
having me.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
and where can we find you? And what are you working
let
on?
the people know where to find you.
Everywhere. Just kidding. Instagram is at @sobratty_. TikTok is good times and smiles. And OnlyFans, if you're ever there and want to get some, it's onlyfans.com/the_Jenna_Fox. So,
Incredible.
my alter ego.
Awesome.
Alter ego, everybody has that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. This is an incredible
you, AK.
conversation.
We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.